Hi, this is John Keister from Almost Live, wishing you a happy and safe Halloween. Don't take the fun out of Halloween by misusing fire or eggs or toilet paper. Remember, this Halloween, play it smart. If you're going to toss toilet paper, wind up good and let it go underhand to get that elevation. And when tossing an egg, limber up first, keep the wrist supple, and go for a direct hit.
This is Almost Live, and if you're like most viewers, you probably tune in each week just to hear me, the opening announcer, and then following my performance, you turn the station. But tonight, stick around for the entire show, because near the end, I'll be doing my Pagliacci Pizza promotional consideration announcement. Until then, here he is.
John.
I know we're all excited. We're all excited. It's an exciting time in the city because the Weekly's released its annual Best of Seattle issue, and in keeping with tradition, it's gotten even more insane than last year's. You know, you want to keep people from moving to Seattle, send them this. You know, some of the guides, some of these best of guides that you might see will have categories like best meal for under $10, best mechanic, you know, things people can use. You open this up and you see categories like stickiest theater floor. It's actually in there. Stickiest theater floor. Now, is this something I need to know? Is that right? Although I suppose David Brewster over at The Weekly is doing some research for one of those guidebooks he's always doing. This one's probably Washington's stickiest places, I'm guessing. I don't know. Another category, best place for a nooner. All right, well, a lot of you people seem to think perhaps that is useful. So, just to let you know, the Sorrento Hotel won that category. So, I suppose they'll probably start advertising new nooner rates. Watch for that. And another category in here, best place to network spiritually. Okay, now, if you can answer that question, get some therapy. But, you know, even as weird as they got this year, there's a whole bunch of categories that they left out. No problem, though, because we took our own poll. For example, best place to meet a man who wears Birkenstocks and a pocket protector. That's Microsoft's boardroom. All right. Best place to meet a professional woman. Aurora Avenue, just south of the bridge. All right, you know, good. Best place to watch bums downtown. No winner there. That was a 62-way tie, unfortunately. Best place to have sex. Well, what do you know, Kent? How about that, you know? Big surprise this year. Interesting. Best Nordstrom's outlet. That's Mercer Island High School. Best acting. John Procaccino convincing Cairo to let him do sports. And finally, the best place to totally screw up and somehow not get fired. That was a three-way tie between Metro, Hanford, and the Washington State Ferry system. So, well, those right here, those are some of the very best things about Seattle. You know, and they also missed the category Best Crime Fighter, but I'm sure if it had been included, it would have been won by our own physically fit superhero for the 90s. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by for Speedwalker.
The Ballard Locks, a perfect day for reporter Jeff Bimmel to do a little sightseeing. When suddenly...
Oh, wait, no!
This looks like a job for... Speedwalker!
Yes, it's Speedwalker, the physically fit superhero who fights crime while maintaining strict adherence to the regulations of the International Speedwalking Association. Heel toe, Speedwalker!
I'll have to go around. Nice close-up, punk. That punk has polluted our precious pavement and my walking tread. Now I'm angry. Let's put the brakes on your criminal career, punk. Here you are, officer. It's your mountain biking camera klepto.
Thanks, Speedwalker. Want a donut?
No thanks, I've had my carbo loading for the day. You'll excuse me, I have some personal property to return. My personal apologies for the problem, ma'am. Remember, respect people's property and always heel toe for safety.
Okay, stay with us. We've got Carrie Snow in a little while and a lot more, so we'll be right back.
Suicide blonde.
If a man comes into the medical warehouse and wants an operation, what do? We do it while he waits. If he's got a ruptured appendix, he wants it out, we take it out, and we sew him up to his satisfaction so he doesn't have to come back in a couple of days. And we take his tonsils out for free. People say, how can I afford to do that? I say, how can I afford not to? At the brand name hospitals, they charge over $4,000 to sew your foot back on after a motorcycle accident. At the medical warehouse, we do it for about $200. The same foot, the same operation, no brand names, and we pass the savings to you. Our non-commissioned medical staff are trained to help you. No pressure. If you're bleeding, we'll stop it. The way I see it, if a customer dies, that's a customer we've lost. I'm George Dimmer of the Medical Warehouse, and I guarantee it. Good evening and welcome to the John Report. I'm John. Here's my report. The Kingdom is in need of $90 million worth of repairs in the next few years. Officials say it will take $20 million alone just to clean the cheese nachos off the bottoms of seats. The University of Oregon has ruled that the Grateful Dead will not be allowed to play in Eugene this summer for the first time in 5 years. A protest has been organized by Eugene area Volkswagen mechanics. Seattle Public Schools wants to hire 2 gang members to advise them on how to make schools safer. Some of their suggestions include having students leave valuables outside on the street and allowing only seniors to carry semi-automatic weapons. The Nintendo company of Redmond is making a bid for the adult market. Their newest game is called the Mario Brothers Race to Shed Pounds and Avoid Heart Disease. Emmett Watson reported last week he's now driving a white Corvette. Watson says he hopes Californians will wave to him and then he'll be able to run them down before they can buy a house here. An advisory panel has been told that it will cost $57 billion over 30 years to clean up the nuclear waste at Hanford. A stunned administrator asked, okay, then how much to get rid of that musty smell? Husky athletic director Mike Lude has been asked to resign by UW President William Gerberding. As a going-away present, Lude will be presented with a golden can of mace. Finally, Dick Tracy costumes are the most popular in the Puget Sound area for Halloween this year. The top fright mask is of Chuck Knox after his Slim Fast program. This has been the John Report. Thank you and good night. It's now my pleasure to welcome a very funny lady to Almost Live. She's been performing all this week at Swanee's Comedy Underground. You can actually see her tomorrow if you hurry up. Always a pleasure to have her here. Please welcome Carrie Snow.
Stop it. I'll slap you, honey. I have underpants older than him. But anyway, my name is Carrie Snow. I'm a comedian, an actress, an Elvis love child, and a garage sale hostess. So, I did have a garage sale last summer. It was more than a garage sale. It was a bunch of friends. We sold really good stuff. So it was more of the Imelda Marcos Memorial Estate Sale. And she's still shopping, and you have to respect that. I mean, I saved all the articles from her shoe collection because men were so horrified by it, you know, and I like to see the veins in their temples pop out when they read it. You know, 3,000 pairs of shoes, 1,500 more pairs of shoes, and men look at the art, or women look at the art and go, I'd have that many too if I had the closet space. Come on, you know. So I have this garage sale. Now, what is it when you put your items that you want to discard, things that are perfectly good, that might have a new life with somebody else, you put them on your lawn, and people that you wouldn't want in your home, people that you don't even know the orthodontic terms to describe, come by and judge you. You know, we hate that, we do. And I'm out there, and this woman came by, and she didn't have teeth, but then again, well, it was Sunday. And I don't even think English was her second language. And she comes by, and I'm selling clothing that I've worn on television shows, kind of trying to get rid of it and saying, I wore it on The Late Show with Ross Schaefer, it's a buck. You know, oh, I'm lovely. And so, you know, and I had this one skirt that I wore not when I hosted Comedy Tonight, but when I was just on Comedy Tonight, and it was a pink corduroy circle skirt, okay, because I've got a lot of guts. And it was a big skirt. It was a big skirt. It was too big for me. At the time, I had reached the edge of my personal envelope, all right? I had started taking, I'd found out I had a thyroid problem, which was nice that I found out. Of course, I was taking the medication and then daring it to work with ice cream. And yeah, it's very scary. I realized that I had a problem with ice cream. One night I was looking for, can I say a brand name? These guys, Ben & Jerry's Coffee Heath Bar Crunch. Okay, and the people are going, testify. And it's a great ice cream, and I was looking all over Los Angeles for this ice cream, because they have grocery stores open real late at night just for me. And I'm looking for this ice cream, and they don't have it anywhere. They had regular Heath Bar Crunch, but not the Coffee Heath Bar Crunch, and you know, I deserve what I want. Ooh, spoiled. And, oh yeah, and I'm very shallow. I really am. You know, a lot of people would like world peace, but I'd like my hair to be all one length first. And yeah, the women are going, that's not shallow, Carrie. That's a winter project. All right. But I'm still very shallow. You know, I can't have children because I've got white couches. All right. Yeah. So anyway, and so I realized the light bulb came above my head, and I said, you know, I could get coffee Haagen-Dazs, a far superior coffee, and hammer my own Heath bars. I don't need Ben & Jerry, all right? And then when I was at home hammering the Heath bars in a plastic bag, I realized I think I need professional help. So we're at the garage sale, and the pink corduroy skirt is folded in half, and it's in a dry cleaning bag, because I'm selling things in dry cleaning bags, because I'm so crazy. I like all my clothes to be exactly perfectly clean at the very same time. I like to be naked at the laundromat, don't picture it. And this woman, and so it's folded in half, actually in quarters, and this little, she's very thin. She was thin like she didn't care about eating, so we didn't have a lot in common. And I can understand thin like trying to be thin, but thin like you don't care. Get out of town. And so she lifts up the little corduroy skirt, she lifts it up, you know, and she goes like this. And because there was a lot of fabric there. The last time we'd seen that much fabric in one piece was on a Hobie cat, all right? And so she lifts it up, and she opens it up, she unpins it, and she opens it up, and my friends are sitting there watching me watch her, watching to see what's going to happen, because they want to know if this babe's going to live. And she opens up the thing, and she opens it up, and she looks at it, and it's like wider than she is, and she opens it up, and she goes, ah. And I said, use it as a car cover, lady. Just get it out of my life. That was when you guys are real nice. If I'd known you guys were going to be this nice, I would have worn underpants. I really would have. Teasing. Yeah, I'm ready to kill myself and take some people out.
That's okay. Carrie, how you doing anyway?
I'm doing fine.
Okay?
I'm scared by your shirt, though.
Isn't this nice?
No,
my wife
isn't it kind of a
picked this
60s, kind of a retro thing, you know?
My wife picked this out. She picks out all my clothes.
Well, I mean, I respect the fact because she has twin boys and she's very
That's
busy.
right. That's right.
But I'm just saying that if you want us to wear these 60s clothes, you've got to give us back our drugs. Very scared.
Okay, well, thanks for that note. Thanks for that nice word of wisdom for the youth today.
So I'm very excited to find out your boys are almost 2.
Almost 2. On Halloween, my boys will be 2.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
That's very cute.
Happy birthday, Ella. That's right.
Well, see, because I went to a psychic this summer because I wanted to find out if and when I was ever going to get married. And the woman told me, she goes, you're going to marry somebody in the next year you don't know right now. I said, yeah. Like, that was a big surprise for me. And she also told me I was going to have a girl and twin boys. And then I realized that she was crazy, and I canceled my check. You know?
Okay.
But that's like a good thing. You look kind of cute, though. That you're funny on the show. I was like watching the show earlier.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you
No,
for
I mean-
validating. Thank you very
Well,
much.
because-
Yeah.
Last time I was here, you first had just started doing the show, and I think you may have wet your pants, you know, the second that I was.
It's okay. It's done now. Thank you very much, Carrie Snow. We'll be right back.
Very funny.
Last time on Refrigerator Magnet Theater.
Honey, I told you, Johnny Saltine just is not like us. But, Mom, I love him.
Love? You don't know what love is. He's a bad magnet, and I forbid you to see him.
Hey, Cupcake, you came.
I love you, Johnny.
If you really love me, then you'll come with me.
Where, Johnny?
We gotta get out of this small-time kitchen. We gotta make a break for the big time. We gotta see bright lights, fancy breakfast nooks.
I'll go wherever you want. But how?
I have a plan. Wait. Ready? Jump!
Well, this is wonderful. Hey, great to see you again. You have no idea the magnificence, the incredible, the delicacy, the unbelievable succulence of this particular dish. It's wonderful. It will go
Johnny,
right up here.
I never dreamed I'd be in Hollywood.
Right
This is the big time, babe. We're never going back.
Well, That's just about all the time we have tonight. I want to thank once again my lovely guest, Carrie Snow. Thank you, Carrie. You can see her tomorrow. Don't forget, you can call for tickets to see Almost Live. If you want to call this number right there, 448-3795. Ask for Princess Clarissa. That's her name. She's a legitimate princess. She'll be riding a horse in the Seafair Parade. It's true. Also, remember, this is daylight savings time, or the end of daylight savings time, so turn your clock back an hour, and then we'll be on in another hour. So you'll see this again, and you'll be locked in an eternal time loop, and you'll never get out. So that's all we want to do, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.